Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from the Cord Cutter News. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys may check it out. So, a few things that caught my attention during the earnings call, and I wanted to talk about one during this video, and that is the digital transformation, digital first strategy, and that's why I have this article pulled up about T Life. So T Life is at the center of this digital transformation. T-Mobile talked about that again during the earnings call yesterday. So why do I want to emphasize that in this video? Because it's a important part for T-Mobile moving forward. So in business, if the market, if analysts, investors are citing competitive pressures, you have to you have to make moves and transition into something that's going to give you a competitive advantage. You always have to look at, okay, what can I do or what can I cut to that'll give me a competitive advantage. And that's where the digital transformation comes into play. So one, the digital channel, the T Life, it's another channel that you can acquire customers with. It's just like another queue, like calling care, going into a store. That's what T Life is essentially. It's creating another channel to do acquisitions through, upgrades, new lines, whatever, smartwatches. It's another channel that you need to drive traffic towards. T Mobile gave a stat that out of during the iPhones, 3 out of 4, the new iPhones, 3 out of 4 customers upgraded or pre-ordered through the T Life app. That's a pretty big stat for T-Mobile, and that's what they want. Now you put two and two together. Why is T-Mobile driving traffic through the digital channel? There has to be a reason. How does that give T-Mobile a competitive edge? Well, I gave you guys some of my background. I was part of Radio Shack. I was moving up the chain, and I was part of Radio Shack at a time where the company was in a bad position. So I saw some things, what people call, the corporate America. So I saw some things, how savage it can get in corporate America. Now, T-Mobile is not in a bad position at all, but T-Mobile is trying to gain competitive advantage. So this digital transformation is going to lead to downsizing. I'm already seeing stores close in this market. It's not happening at a scale that's alarming at this time, and I'm not going to put a timeline on it. I'm not going to tell you, hey, next year, this year they're going to cut 20. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just, for the most part, right, I'm speculating because none of it is official. So I'm just speculating, but I'm telling you, T-Mobile has to gain a competitive advantage in case it does apply, the market does, like the competitors, in case there is competitive pressure, so you can pivot and shift and bring whatever you need to bring to the fight, right? To the competitive fight. So first, and some of you, it's common sense. Like if there's store reps that aren't performing well and they're on the chopping block, then you don't replace you're going to get notified that those positions won't get replaced, and then you start downsizing like that. The next one that I told you guys already on previous videos is the lease, the store lease. That's how exactly how it went with Radio Shack. We got an email that told us effective immediately, no stores that are close to their lease running out will get renewed. So then you downsize that way. And that's probably going to happen with T-Mobile. They're going to look at it. The reps that are better performing in those stores, they will get dispersed throughout the other stores. And then little by little by little like that, you start cutting down. Why? Because it gives you a competitive advantage. Now you don't have to pay those store leases. You just cut some additional store reps. Now you can compete more effectively through the digital channel. And you want to drive traffic there, so you can drive some some and again, I'm speculating, you can push additional promotions on the digital channel that are not available in store. You can compete that way. You can offer introductory rates on wireless plans that you don't offer in stores. Not saying that that'll happen, but that's how T-Mobile could compete. They could say 4 lines on the experience beyond $140, and all activation fees waived if you do it through the digital channel. That's how T-Mobile is going to be able to compete. And I know I'm speculating, but I'm also confident in saying that that's what's going to happen, because they're telling us this indirectly, so to speak. They want to drive 75% of upgrades through the app. We don't even know the percentages and strategy around new lines. They haven't even revealed that yet. And that's coming per the timeline. That's coming as of Q1 2026. T-Mobile is going to be able to do new acquisitions on T-Life. Port-ins. You're going to be able to port in from another carrier directly on T-Life. You don't have to go into a store. You can do it on T-Life. Now, how smooth that'll be, that's another story. But Srini has the right mindset on it. He says switching is a headache for a lot of people. You got to get all the people that are on your plan into the store, and you got to and they have to have the time and all this. So I get it. It is a complicated process. And the carriers have been for a long time now trying to see what it takes to cut down that time. And one thing that makes it, that would, even if it takes as long as it takes, one thing that would change the consumer already is convenience. What if you can do that same process, even if it still takes the same amount of time? What if you can do that process from the comfort of your home? And that's what the T-Life app will enable. What if you can do that from your home, from your living room? Now, of course, the priority should still be trying to cut down the time. It shouldn't take 2-3 hours to switch carriers. Someone said it shouldn't take no longer than 15 minutes in some cases, but we all know there's certain hiccups and red tape at times. But that's what the T-Life app will bring as a digital channel. It could make switching as convenient as from the comfort of your living room, which makes it less hassle, because if you do it now in the store, you got to get everybody to the store. You got to meet at a certain time. Then you're going to be there for a long time, right? If you can do it through T-Life from the comfort of your home, you just switch everybody, port them in through T-Life. You order the devices, they get sent in the mail. You activate them, and then you're on your way. Then that's already a win for T-Mobile, especially at the volumes that they grow. They grow at high volumes, insane volumes. They came in at a 0.89 churn, which is still, even though it was industry low, that's still quite high. And they grew 1 million postpaid ads. Let that sink in. That is insane volume. That means they significantly outgrew their losses by wide margins. So even if they lost, let's say 400,000 or 500,000 customers that quarter, they outgrew that. And they pretty much balanced out and then still grew another 1 million postpaid customers. Let that sink in. So in a reality, they grew 1.5 million because they took loss, right? That's not the exact numbers. I'm just putting out there how much volume that T-Mobile is growing at. They could have lost 500,000 customers for the quarter, but they grew so much that they still grew 1 million ads. That is impressive volume that T-Mobile is bringing to their channels. In this economy, as competitive and saturated as it is, T-Mobile is still able to bring huge volumes. So I just wanted to talk about that in this video. The digital transformation is here. I wanted to give you guys some thoughts on How I think it'll take place, again, I'm not putting any timelines on this, but you guys will start to see store traffic, foot traffic diminish. It will be less and less calls, and T-Mobile will really focus. I'm thinking next year and the year after, they will really, really focus on the T-Life app as a core focus. It already is, but under Srini's leadership, they're really going to make T-Life a core focus. And that's when I think there's going to be certain deals, certain promotions that you will only get through the T-Life app, especially as they focus on new acquisitions coming to the digital channel next year. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.